everybody. Today is Monday, March 30th. I hope that you had a nice weekend. I hope on Saturday when it was nice you got to go outside somewhere. I went hiking in Blue Hills with my kids and it was great. Today we are going to read Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Sima. I'll give you a close-up of the picture. Again, like most of the stories we're going to read, this is an animal fantasy. That's the most common genre that we have at my house. So that's what we're going to be reading a lot of. Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Sima. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's. He had different tastes in food. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. But his friends didn't seem to mind. So Kelp decided he wouldn't either. That is, until he was swept away by a very strong current. I wish I were a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature who looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. It wasn't. Oof! Ow! Eventually, he got the hang of it. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But as he stumbled out of the forest, land narwhals! Actually, we're unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow. They introduced him to unicorn delicacies, and they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was in fact a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he did not want to leave. But then he remembered all his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly. So he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. Come back soon! Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home! Kelp! My pages are stuck together. Uh-oh. There we go. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn! We all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns? Or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide. Then he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. The end. I hope that you enjoyed Not Quite Narwhal. This morning, I would like you to write about something that makes you different and special. What is something that is special about you? Remember, this is going to be a first grade story, so I want more than one sentence. I would like detailed sentences. Tell me something that's special about you. Talk to you again soon.